When confronted with the idea that the consumption of animal products is not for dietary necessity but for taste only, one of the excuses that meat eaters then most commonly turn to is, but animals eat other animals. And yes, indeed this may well be true, some animals do eat other animals. However, this holds no veracity whatsoever as a justification for why humans eat animals. We need only first consider the anatomical biology of omnivores compared to humans. Omnivores have razor-sharp teeth and huge claws, ideal for tearing apart the flesh off living beings. Humans, on the other hand, have blunt, tiny canines and hands. Omnivores have very short intestines, which makes them ideal for digesting animal flesh, compared to human intestines, which are very long, and are not so good, hence why we're subject to constipation and colon cancer. The acid found in carnivores and omnivores is very strong hydrochloric acid. However, in humans it's very weak hydrochloric acid, which is why we're subject to food poisoning when we eat raw meat. You don't see a lion checking to make sure that its food is cooked all the way through to the middle. In fact, you don't see a lion being picky about which areas of an animal to eat. How many times do we see newspaper stories about people who have found brains in their KFC or feces in their chicken? It's like for that split second the illusion that the food they're eating didn't come from a living, breathing, feeling animal is broken, the illusion is lost, and people are forced to confront the abject reality of where their meat comes from. The thing is, a real omnivore would eat every part of an animal up without any disgust or hesitation. And let's consider this: if you were locked in a room with a live chicken and an apple, we would always eat the apple because we don't feel hungry when we see living creatures, but we do feel hungry when we see fruit. When we cut open a piece of fruit, we still want to eat it. In fact, we want to eat it more. Our mouth salivates at the freshness and ripeness of the fruit, the food that we are supposed to eat. When we cut open a pig, we are disgusted. We find it abject and revolting. We think it's horrific and awful. We want to distance our food as far away from the sight of a cut open pig as possible. And beyond this point, yes, some animals do indeed eat other animals, but the majority of animals are actually vegan, and even so, what does the relevance of animal behaviour have to do with the behaviour of humans? Most animals defecate freely on the street, and some animals are incestuous. Does this mean that humans would be excused and justified if they mimicked these behaviours as well? How unbelievably ironic is it that we deem ourselves to be so superior to animals, and yet when that superiority excuse is no longer justifiable for why we consume and murder and slaughter innocent sentient beings, we all of a sudden portray ourselves as nothing more than wild animals, slave to our apparent primal traditions and instincts. So what are we? Better than animals, or only animals? So in summary, no. You cannot justify consuming animals with the excuse other animals eat animals. It's not a viable justification, and it holds no ramifications of veracity as an excuse. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video, so please feel free to like, share and subscribe to my channel if you did. Namaste.